What is up, guys? It's your boy, Rick. I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. Kackis here, and today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, revealing official information. And so, let's get started. Now, this week was absolutely massive for Destiny 2. On Tuesday, the Witch Queen Vidoc was released, unveiling so much information, and the embargo went live for the Witch Queen Early Access preview event, which I did get to attend, so I made a video detailing all of the information I learned in this early event. Tons of info in there, definitely check it out. But then the very next day, on Wednesday, Bungie came out and did a full reveal of the Void 3.0 subclasses, going over like every single aspect we're going to have access to for the Titan, the Warlock, and the Hunter. A bunch of fragments, a bunch of changes. Again, did a full video on that. Absolutely check that out. But moving on from there, today we have the TWAB, and there is some brand new information revealed. So, the first thing in the TWAB is actually going over all the Void 3.0 changes, but again, I'm not going to rehash them because I've already done that video yesterday, so check it out if you haven't. But one thing they did add on that wasn't known is how these changes affect new light players. So when you just start the game, obviously you're not going to have access to a bunch of aspects and fragments. So actually now the starting subclass, if you create a brand new account, is going to be Void. So for the Hunter, here's what that's going to look like. Your super ability will be the Mobius Quiver, your class ability, Marksman's Dodge, movement, triple jump, charge melee, snare bomb, void grenade is scatter grenade. And then obviously you're going to go from there and unlock more things as you go through the New Light campaign. Now for Titan, you can see these abilities right here: Sentinel Shield, Towering Barricade, Catapult Lift, Shield Throw, and Magnetic Grenade. And then for the Warlock, we have Nova Bomb, specifically the Vortex, Healing Rift, Burst Glide, Pocket Singularity as the melee, and then Vortex Grenade as the grenade. But moving on from there, Bungie drops some juicy info on the legendary campaign that's launching with the Witch Queen. So I talked a little bit about it in my early access video, but essentially when you start the Witch Queen, the legendary campaign is going to be available to you right off the bat. So if you're an experienced player, Bungie said you might want to go in and just immediately start with that legendary difficulty campaign. But what do you get if you do brave that legendary campaign? Well, Bungie says we've got double chest rewards offering 1 to 3 extra chests per mission. Each chest will give you Whirlpool gear, XP, upgrade modules, and Glimmer. Also, legendary players will be able to earn the Throne World armor and unlocks at a faster rate. Basically, higher the risk means higher the reward, especially when getting into the new power level soft cap in the Witch Queen. And that's something Bungie did say in the early access event. The devs literally said, if you want to level up as fast as possible, that legendary campaign is going to be your best bet. However, you may be wondering, are there any unique rewards for completing the entire story on the Legendary difficulty? Well, Bungie says completing every single mission on Legendary will award the following: a new emblem exclusive to those who complete the campaign at Legend difficulty, a triumph required for the newest title for Throne World, a set of gear 20 above the soft cap at 1520 power level, 8 upgrade modules, new Witch Queen exotic armor that's typically reserved for PED Lost Sector drops, and then exclusive Bungie rewards. More on that in the future. And guys, holy crap, I am actually blown away, especially by the point here, a set of gear 20 above the soft cap at 1520. Like, are you serious? I actually asked for clarification on Twitter. Do they mean up to 1520 or do they mean literally 1520? I mean, the point here says at 1520. This would mean that you can potentially just beat the legendary campaign, which you can maybe do in like a day or two, and then skip the entire soft cap grind really and be guaranteed to be 1520, well into the powerful grind. Remember, you're only going to advance from 1500 to 1550 through getting powerful rewards, doing stuff like your 3 Vanguard strikes for that week and so on. So getting guaranteed 1520 armor, that seems insanely powerful to me if you want to level up fast. So that's super important, and a brand new exotic too is nothing to scoff at. But you may be wondering, okay, how difficult is it? Like, these rewards sound kind of insane. How difficult is it to overcome? Well, Bungie says to set difficulty expectations, the Legendary campaign is designed to be harder than a Legend Nightfall, though it is easier than a solo dungeon or running a Grandmaster Nightfall. So definitely gonna be pretty difficult. They also say enemies are more difficult and more aggressive. They also have higher damage resistance, are more of a challenge to stagger, and shields are stronger to unmatched damage types. The challenge of Legendary also comes from switching up enemy interactions and infiltration, like swapping out an elite for a boss or having an influx of more red bar foes. Now, they also address, can I overlevel this content, right? But they say each mission caps your power similar to the raid contest mode so that all Guardians will have an even playing field to avoid feeling like every step is a grind. The mission launch screen will have a skull displaying each mission's max effective power. If you're underlevel, be prepared for a bit of a tough fight. However, of course, the next question is, what about solo players? Well, Bungie did address that. Firstly, there is going to be team scaling. It won't be 1-to-1, so if you have 3 players, everything has triple the health, but the more players you have doing the Legendary campaign, the harder the enemies are going to be, which does mean the enemies are going to be at their easiest when you go through solo. Also, Bungie does say you're limited to 1 revive per player for each darkness zone and a shared timer of 40 seconds before an automatic wipe happens. We've said it time and time again, but you've got to stay close to your friends and be ready and able to pick them up when they fall. Also, this is really interesting, guys. If you go into the Legendary campaign, want to try it out, but find it's a little bit too difficult, there's actually going to be an option to leave the mission and relaunch it through the classic Destiny 2 settings. So some players will want to focus more on the story than sweat in that first run, and that's totally fine. For those who want more of a challenge later, we've added nodes to replay any Witch Queen campaign mission on Classic or Legendary at any time once you've beaten the mission. So I think there's no harm in starting, feeling it out, and if that first mission is just like way too difficult, just restart it and go into the normal settings. So that's definitely something to be aware of. Moving on from there, guys, Bungie talks about some of the new exotic armor pieces coming to Destiny 2 with the Witch Queen, and they look awesome. The first one right here is the Loreley Splendor Helm for Titans, and we did see this during the exotic gear trailer, but we never knew what it did. So, the Cauterizing Flame exotic perk allows for sunspots to heal players when they have Sun Warrior. Critically wounded, Bungie says, no big deal. The perk also ensures that sunspots are created at your location to give you one last fighting chance with the quick grenade and melee recharge and longer supers. Plus more damage, always a good thing. So that's actually pretty insane. It's kind of like a stag, but you don't have to die. You just get wounded and it automatically creates a sunspot right below your feet that heals you. That sounds pretty darn good. Then also for the Titan, we have the Hoarfrost Z exotic chest. This has the perk Glacial Fortification, and that's going to replace your barricade with a stasis crystal wall. And we did see that in the trailer right here. And this is obviously going to be super synergistic with any sort of stasis build. Just making this many crystals this fast is insane. But additionally, these crystals will slow any target that gets too close, while also boosting a player and their fire team's weapon reload speed, stability, and range. Moving on to the Warlocks, they have the exotic leg armor, Secant Filaments. So the exotic perk is Devouring Rift, and they say these shiny walking sticks of power will grant a player Devour when they cast their Empowering Rift, allowing for damage from both allies and individual players, the ability to disrupt foes, but in style. So obviously, like, being able to put down an empowering rift that not many people use, especially in PvE, and then automatically gain devour, so every time you kill enemies you're getting healed, like, that's the main downside of empowering rift. It doesn't heal you, obviously. This is actually a big deal. Moving on from there, the next warlock exotics are the Osmancy gauntlets, and they have the exotic perk Fervid Cold Snap, and this is going to let you gain an additional Cold Snap grenade charge that will recharge faster when it makes direct impact. The seeker spawn from Cold Snap grenades also travels further too. So Cold Snaps, I mean, I get hit with Cold Snaps still in the Crucible, so getting 2 of them and Cold Snaps that are also enhanced, they're better than normal, yeah, that seems pretty darn good. Moving on from there, for the Hunters, the first exotic we have here is the Blight Ranger helmet, and it has the Voltaic Mirror exotic perk. So Bungie says, lightning lovers, here's where your arc powers can truly shine. This perk allows players to redirect with their arc staff to deal an increased amount of damage and orbs of power generation for all allies. Basically, get in there and do some damage. Sounds like a good time. So reflecting damage, and that reflected damage is increased depending on the increase. Like, you could potentially, I mean, let's say an ogre boss is shooting at you, you just completely reflect all of that damage back at them. You could absolutely melt them if that increase is enough. But the other exotic the Hunters get is going to be the Renewal Grasps, and they have the Depths of Duskfield exotic perk. So this gives Guardians a much larger radius for their Duskfield grenades, while also nerfing incoming damage for allies within the Duskfield's range. Any targets locked within that space will also deal out reduced amounts of damage, so go in there and make those hive cry. So that's actually insane. So you throw a dust field, any enemies in there will shoot out a reduced amount of damage. So if you hit a guardian with a dust field now, they try to shoot you back from inside that dust field, they're going to be doing less damage. Like, you're going to win that gunfight almost guaranteed, but then your allies will get damage resistance, so you can potentially use your dust fields to save your allies. This is insane. However, guys, let's move on from there. The last thing we're going to talk about is just some important Witch Queen launch window information. So here's what you need to know. February 21st, so the day before at 7 p.m., Destiny 2 is going offline. There's going to be like 14 hours of maintenance, so make sure you get all your prep done by 7 p.m. Pacific, February 21st. Then, starting at 9 p.m. on the 21st, you're going to be able to preload the Witch Queen, so you have everything ready for February 22nd at 9 a.m. So reset, Destiny 2 will be brought back online, and you should be able to play the game. That's going to be extremely doubtful. Like, you're probably going to have massive queues. There's going to be server issues. There is every single time, but technically that's when the launch window is. And so, guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.